They said Earth was a backwater mudball, with too much water and too many loud primates. They said no serious species would bother with it. They laughed when humans asked for a seat at the Galactic Council. They laughed even harder when Earth sent its petition for equal trade routes, scrawled on something called stationery. They stopped laughing when the fleet arrived. 1,000 ships darkened the stars above Earth, blotting out the moon, throwing tides into chaos. It was the sort of grand demonstration of force that usually reduced young civilizations to begging colonies. Submit, the fleet admiral had said over every frequency, or be erased. Earth sent one reply. Not a battle fleet. Not even a squadron. Just one ship, lifting gently from orbit like a child's toy balloon let loose from a birthday party. It was small enough to be laughed at. And, naturally, the galaxy laughed. But then the human aboard opened the comms. "Good evening," said the man's voice, calm, warm, unsettlingly polite. "I'll be representing Earth in this conversation." The Admiral's mandibles clicked in derision. "You? Alone? That vessel couldn't crack an asteroid pebble. Leave the skies before you embarrass yourself further." The human chuckled softly, a sound that somehow didn't match the situation. "Ah, yes. Well, thing is, Admiral, we don't like bullies. And we really, really hate ultimatums. So before you go erasing anything, I'd like to make a small demonstration. Strictly educational." That was the hook. And the galaxy had no idea what kind of show they'd just bought tickets to. The human ship, barely 200 meters long, glided forward. It had no glowing weapons pods, no intimidating armor plates. The fleet scanners reported hull metal of industrial grade, shields so thin a sneeze might punch through, and engines about as threatening as a candle in a hurricane. The admiral laughed and ordered his ships to hold formation, do not fire. Let the mammal dance. And dance it did. The human ship drifted lazily between two massive dreadnoughts, its engines flickering like it was held together by stubbornness and duct tape. Alien crews sneered. Pathetic. They built a tugboat. But then one dreadnought blinked off the scanners. Not exploded. Not destroyed in fire. Just gone. 1 second, 2 kilometers of armored warship filled the void. The next, it was as if someone had erased it with a cosmic pencil eraser. No debris, no energy spike. Silence. The fleet panicked. Impossible. Scan again. The human's voice returned, cheerful as though explaining a card trick. "Ah, yes. That's called subtractive gunnery. Very experimental. Essentially, I tell your ship it was never there, and the universe politely agrees. Bit rude to explain the math, but you see my point." The admiral hissed. "You bluff." Another dreadnought vanished. "Not really bluffing, Admiral. More like editing." The panic spread like fire through dry grass. Thousands of aliens whispered across channels. Species that prided themselves on their centuries of war suddenly found themselves sweating through their scales, fur, or chitin. This wasn't a laser. This wasn't plasma. This was deletion. The human sighed softly, like a teacher disappointed at lazy students. "We really didn't want to be here. Truly. We asked politely. We filled out the forms. We even used your terrible stationery." His voice hardened, still polite but now lined with steel. "But when someone parks 1,000 ships over our sky, well, we feel compelled to tidy up." The fleet tried firing. A storm of plasma, rail slugs, missiles, everything they had. The void blazed with lethal light. The human ship remained untouched. Not shielded. Just skipped. Every shot bent away, as if the universe itself was saying, No, not this one. The man's voice again. Oh, don't look so shocked. We're fast learners. You've had warp drives for, what, 50,000 years? We've had them for 50. We're better because we had to cram in a millennium of paranoia, mistrust, and desperate tinkering. You had luxury. We had fear. And fear, Admiral, is the best teacher. By now, the curiosity stage had evaporated. Tension thickened into dread. Commanders shouted conflicting orders. Some ships pulled back. Others froze. The human continued, almost conversational. Here's the irony. We didn't want to fight. We really were ready for peace. We had snacks prepared. Do you know what pretzels are? No. Shame, they're delightful. We even had a PowerPoint. But then you had to go and play Space Tyrant. And well, humans are funny about bullies. Another ship vanished. Then another. Always without sound, without spectacle. Just erasure. The Admiral, furious and trembling, opened wide-frequency broadcast. You cannot win. There are 1,000 of us, one of you. If you destroy us, more fleets will come. The Council will brand your species an abomination. The human's reply was silk over steel. Oh, Admiral. The Council already branded us a nuisance when we asked for equal trade. What do you think they'll call us when we demonstrate what one little ship can do? The galaxy watched in horror as the human ship flickered once, and an entire wedge of 50 cruisers winked out of existence. Polite. Efficient. Terrifying. The council chambers, orbiting far away on a jewel-bright world, fell into uproar. Species that had mocked Earth suddenly realized they had unleashed something far worse than submission. Curiosity coupled with vengeance. By the midpoint of the battle, half the fleet was gone. Not destroyed, gone. The survivors begged. Some dropped shields, powered down weapons, sent frantic messages of surrender. The Admiral roared at them, but his authority was already dissolved. The human's voice softened, almost gentle. Now, listen carefully. We don't want to erase all of you. That'd be rude. Wasteful, even. What we want is simple. Never blockade us again. Never threaten our sky. Never laugh at our petitions. Or the next time, it won't be a demonstration. The Admiral spat defiance. You think you can frighten the galaxy with parlor tricks? More fleets will come. They will swarm your world. They will burn it to ash. The human chuckled. Ah, you haven't realized, have you? This isn't Earth's only ship. The Admiral froze. What? The human's tone remained cheerful, but his words carried the weight of thunder. This is the smallest one we were willing to send. The others, well, let's just say we keep them in the garage. For special occasions. Silence rippled through the fleet. Silence rippled through the council. Silence rippled through the galaxy itself. In that silence, Earth rewrote its reputation in fire and fear. The surviving ships fled. The Admiral tried to rally, but his command vessel vanished mid-scream, leaving nothing but an echo on the comms. The battle was over. The sky cleared. And one small, pathetic human ship drifted back toward orbit as if it had merely gone for a short walk. Back on Earth, the man poured himself a cup of coffee. He smiled into the comms, speaking now not just to the fleet but to the galaxy. Ladies and gentlemen, predators and prey, scholars and tyrants, consider this our formal request for membership in the Galactic Council. You may, of course, decline. But if you do— He stirred sugar into his cup, the spoon clinking cheerfully. We'll just keep editing the seating chart until there's room." He sipped, sighed happily, and cut the transmission. And the galaxy learned 2 lessons that day. First, never mistake politeness for weakness. Second, if you send a fleet to block Earth's skies, pray that more than one ship answers back. Because if only one comes, that's when you should really be afraid.